What if I told you they were wrong about you the entire time? Yeah, I mean dead wrong. They thought you were down for good. But now, you're about to shock every last one of them. This message isn't for everyone, but if something in your gut just jumped, it's probably for you. They made it look like you were lazy, like you had no direction, like without them you'd fall apart, that you needed them to function. But let's be real. What they actually meant was, they needed to feel important by making you feel small. Sound familiar? Now here's the plot twist. They're struggling, not you. While they whispered about your downfall, your quiet rise was already underway. While they were laughing behind your back, you were building something brick by brick. And get this, they can't even take credit for it. You didn't rebuild your life with them, you rebuilt it in spite of them. The irony? The only reason you had to start over was because of the damage they caused in the first place. Let's pause and ask, aren't these the same people who once said you were nothing without them? Yep, the same ones who used your ideas, mocked your vision, and gave your dreams away like they were trash. But suddenly now, you're doing better without their help? Shocking. They were clever though. Every time you had an idea, they'd say it was too risky. But then you'd hear your idea pop up in someone else's hands, someone they just happened to help. They weren't dumb. They just banked on you staying small forever. What they didn't expect? Your clarity. You started seeing patterns. You started noticing the gaslighting, the fake encouragement, the subtle sabotage. It hit you like a freight train. They weren't supporting you. They were suppressing you. And yes, it hurt. Of course it did. You cared. You believed in them. But you finally realized something that changed everything. You don't owe loyalty to people who made a hobby out of doubting you. That realization, that was your freedom. They tried to convince you that you were nothing. But you know what really happened? They were projecting their fear. They knew your potential. They just hoped you'd never figure it out. But baby, you figured it out. And now, they're scared. Now they're the ones watching from the sidelines. They can't even look you in the eye without flinching. Why? Because your comeback exposed their character. They don't like what they see in the mirror now. And guess who handed them that mirror? Now you're walking in power. Quiet power, steady power. Not flashy, but unshakable. You're showing up as a better version of yourself, one they never thought would exist. And here's the kicker. You're still not bitter. You could have dragged them. You could have exposed every lie, but instead, you chose growth over gossip. You chose healing over hate. You chose to build while they were busy talking. And now, you've built something solid. Even if you're not exactly where you want to be, guess what? You're way further than they ever expected. And it shows. You carry yourself differently. You speak with more intention. You rest better at night. That's progress. And they feel it. Oh, they feel it. The same people who once called you a nobody are now lurking in the background like silent fans, watching every move you make. They act like they're not impressed, but deep down, they know the truth. You were never the weak one. You were never lazy. You were never unworthy. You were just surrounded by people who were committed to misunderstanding you, and now, by proving them wrong, you're rewriting the narrative completely. So let them gossip, let them speculate, let them create false stories to feel better. You're busy living the truth, and the truth is this: you made it. You got back up. You reinvented yourself. You're rising, slowly, steadily, but surely. Sometimes the best revenge isn't a clap back. It's the quiet win, the slow, graceful rise, the peace you carry, the glow they can't explain. That's what drives them wild. Because you're not seeking validation anymore. You became the validation. So hold your head high. Keep building. Keep surprising them, because you're not done yet. You're just getting started. And every day you live in your truth, you prove them all wrong again. And hey, if this message stirred something inside you, you're not alone. There are more of us out here who've been through the fire and came out wiser, stronger, and freer. So do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Stick around. This is a space for real ones rebuilding their lives with quiet confidence and loud results. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, thank you for the strength to rise again after seasons where I was dismissed, overlooked, and counted out. When others thought it was over for me, you breathed life into my spirit and reminded me that every ending is a setup for a new beginning. Thank you for being the still, steady force beneath every comeback I've made. Thank you for removing the masks from people who smiled in my face but quietly rooted for my failure. It hurt to see the truth, but I needed to see it. I'm grateful for the clarity you gave me, even when it shattered my illusions. Now I walk forward with wiser eyes and a stronger heart. Thank you for showing me who I truly am. Not the version molded by trauma or expectations, but the powerful, radiant being you designed from the beginning. And thank you for revealing who never truly deserved a seat at my table, no matter how long they sat there. My access is now sacred. Help me stay grounded, Lord, as I continue rebuilding my life, not with vengeance, but with peace and purpose. Let every step I take be intentional, guided, and rooted in faith. I don't need to rush. I trust divine timing. I build with grace. I move with wisdom. Heal every wound left behind by betrayal, abandonment, and manipulation. Fill the empty places not with bitterness, but with wisdom, compassion, and grace. Let what once broke me now build me into something unshakable. May I carry the lesson, but not the pain. Surround me with people who lift instead of limit, who celebrate instead of sabotage. Send those whose hearts align with love, honesty, and elevation. Let my circle be clean, my friendships pure, and my space filled with those who genuinely want to see me win. Keep my heart soft, even after the hurt. Let me never grow cold or cynical because of what I've endured. Teach me that strength doesn't mean hardness. Let kindness remain my language and love my legacy, even in a world that often rewards cruelty. Give me boldness to walk in my truth, unshaken by opinions or rejection. I no longer apologize for who I am, what I've been through, or where I'm headed. I was born to shine without permission. My story, my voice, and my presence are powerful, and I will no longer hide them. Help me forgive deeply but remember wisely. I release the weight of resentment, but I hold on to the wisdom. I will not return to what hurt me. I will not repeat what nearly destroyed me. Thank you for giving me discernment without bitterness, vision without vengeance. And finally, let my life be living proof that even after devastation, disappointment, or deep pain, restoration is always possible. Let me embody what it looks like to rise with dignity, rebuild with divine guidance, and live fully healed and whole. Amen.